I'd like to welcome all of the scholarship winners, their guests, and our guests from the high school and the Community Foundation, and I'll be introducing those to you. The 19th century has been around since 1891. 132 years. That was the price at our gala last weekend, $132. So 132 years strong. The scholarships began in 1951 with $500 given to Gladys Greening for her first and second year. The interesting thing is that in the 50s, not everybody, they maybe went to 1 year of college, 2 years. You know, it wasn't always the 4-year commitment that we usually see now. It varied in the 50s also on the amount, which might have been how much money we could raise, and different number of years. It wasn't until the 1970s that 4-year scholarships were given. Since then, all of you think of a number. How many scholars do you think we've had? Anybody else? Okay, according to our resident, I call her my resident historian, Marianne Peruznik, our General Force winner, or award person, and it's 340. So 340 students have received scholarships, totaling a significant amount of money. And that amount of money is difficult, I'm told, to calculate because of the varying amounts, how long they had them, that kind of thing. So thank you, Marianne, for this information. And so we are about ready to add 4 more names to that 340, okay? Okay, from the high school, I'd like you to meet some of our guests. And we'll start with Linda Parker, who is a force to be watched and listened to. I was just talking with her at lunch about what she's doing about prom. So Linda, can you give us a little short update?
Thank you, Joan. First and foremost, I want to say welcome, everyone. It's great to see everyone here for such a lovely occasion. My favorite part of high school, because I've been in high school for over 30 years now, is the fact that we get to see young people from the ages of 14 to 18. And the development of those scholars during that time is so amazing, because we always think about how people are growing and learning each year. They not only get taller, they get wiser, and they turn into individuals that we see sitting today at our tables. And so I want to just say to Elena, to Natalia, and to Connor, congratulations, because you are representing that which is best, and we appreciate that. And I was having fun. I don't know if they were in school today, but during the Parker Perk winners, that we do a raffle each week for students who are demonstrating great Husky habits. The prize today were prom tickets. And so the whole senior class was like, prom tickets! And so we've got that motivation to get us to at least May 18th. when we have our big fun at the Hyatt downtown. But this is a wonderful occasion, and I'm so proud of all of our scholars at the school, because they just do us all proud as Oak Park residents and as individuals of this community. They truly are amazing, and they truly do represent our model of Tagarista, which is those things that are best. So enjoy the conversations you'll see today, and thank you so much, Joan, always for having me.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'd like you next to meet Pete Nixon. He is the college counselor. He is a miracle worker. He helped orchestrate all the paper that changed hands, to all the interviews that were printed for us. He solved all the problems that we've had in the past, and it just went as smooth as possible this year. So thank you very much. Pete, did you want to say
I
anything?
just want to pay tribute to the enduring partnership that we've had. We're so lucky to be so fortunate with your generosity over the years, your partnership. Even when the software sent us down those paths it did last year, you stick with us, for which we're grateful. And I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the two Christines and our Volunteer of the Month award winner from the high school, Sherry Johnson, and the rest of the team who are here, Mr. Jigatu and Mr. Sponsor, among others, who make up the committee who select from all these things. So it's a team effort. I can't say credit. And I am honored to be considered a college counselor. We actually are all generalists, so I want to acknowledge it of my peers. So thank you.
Thank you very much. It's really a pleasure to work with somebody. We started last spring. We met before Christmas. We've talked many emails back and forth, and it just all worked. So could I ask the 4 counselors to stand up? We have Tia Campbell, and we have Joseph Herbst, and Carolyn Ojakutu. She told me that's how you say it. Scott Sponsler, okay? And we couldn't have done it without, I call them Christine 1 and Christine 2. I got them confused. I thought they were the same person at one point, so it wasn't explained to me. So thank you very much for all you do for your students. I would be very remiss if I didn't introduce my committee, because this is a labor of love, a time warp, that we went into to choose these students and so forth. I have my co-chair and my co-person in life, Don Lenny, who's sitting over here. And we have two past co-chairs, Janet Barkley and Aggie Sakala, who helped keep me on the narrow path. We have Jean Louise Edwards, Brian Flora sitting over here, Ruth Foley, Ann Nunez, Sarah Patton, Vicki Schnur. Each one of you brings something unique to the committee. Each one has a different background, and that's part of why I think it all works. They are a dedicated group who believe in education and that our hope for the future is found in our scholars. Each of the scholars is assigned to a committee member who becomes their liaison to the club. We don't just give our students money and see them once a year or mail them something, but we try and keep in touch. We try to encourage them, and we're interested in hearing about their college experience. The scholars we are about to meet have submitted grades higher than a 3.8. That was raised from last year. It used to be 3.2. We require 2 recommendations from a counselor and from a teacher, an essay, along with evidence of many, you wouldn't believe, all the extracurricular activities and community service that our students have done. They were chosen after interviews on Zoom. They are a unique group that have excelled despite starting high school on Zoom. I can attest that after spending 1 day on Zoom, that even as a teacher, I could not have Zoomed day after day after day. And on either side of it, either listening or, giving forth the lesson. The liaisons, who are the committee members that we've assigned to each one of these, will now come forward. Let's see, well, I'm going to pass the microphone around, and they are going to introduce the guests and the student that they are assigned to, and they're going to have a conversation with them. So I hope that you will see after this why we chose them.
Unfortunately, Ashley Brown, my scholar, could not make it. She knew she wasn't going to be here. She's going to be out of town. And she wrote something for me to share with you. Hi, she said. I want to first thank the Scholarship Committee for supporting me in this amazing opportunity to attend a university on the other side of the country. For the past 4 years, I have been ready to leave and see the rest of the world. And now that the 4 years are over in what seems like seconds, I cannot help but feel both terrified and excited for what comes next. OPRF has taught me what it means to never stop. My past 4 years have been filled with extracurricular activities such as spoken word, short film club, Black Leaders, Union, and CREST, which have all pushed me to a more successful person and artist. My specific adventures in spoken word club allowed me to meet my mentor, Mr. Peter Kahn, and create a family of individuals from all walks of life. Spoken word has specifically given me a safe space that others not so lucky to find. This spring, I will perform in my 8th and final showcase, where I will be seen both in a group and as an individual when I perform my senior solo and in my chapter in this part of my story. But new endings always bring new beginnings with the expectation of attending Loyola Marymount University. I'm going to be a film and TV production major with the hopes that I can continue to spread the beauty about what it means to be an artist and tell the stories that have never been told before. And this is from Ashley Brown. Thank you for listening.
And her counselor would like to say a few words.
Hi, everyone. Unfortunately, Ashley kind of stole all my talking points in her letter. I was like, oh, she didn't mention that, did she? Okay. But anyway, not all of them. Anyway, Ashley, I think the thing that stands out to me when I think of Ashley is that she really embodies a growth mindset. We talk about that a lot at the school. Well, she came in so, I don't know how to describe it, but she just seemed so young and just full of energy, but she really didn't know kind of which direction she was gonna go down, right? And she had some pretty significant challenges during her first couple of years of high school, as oftentimes students do. But she was always like pushing forward. She was always trying out new things. She got involved in spoken word right away, as she said, and it sort of gave her that vehicle for expressing herself creatively. I went to one of her first performances when she was a freshman, and I just remember her standing there, and I had never seen her kind of be as strong as she was in that performance, and it really kind of struck me like, wow, she's got some good stuff that she's gonna bring to the table, right? So yeah, she's taken on a lot of initiatives. She actually started her own nonprofit organization. She spent some time in the hospital, and while she was there, she looked around at other children who were also hospitalized, and she thought, you know what, I'm gonna try to start something where I can provide other children in the hospital who are kind of here for extended stays with boxes with like toys or books or art supplies, things to just kind of keep them occupied, keep their mind off things. So she started a nonprofit which is still operating, and they've donated lots of things to hospitals, which is amazing. And then she also is very creative, as we already heard. She wants to be a film major. She wants to create art that brings positivity into the world and brings people's stories to light that may not have been told before, which I think is very an amazing thing. So Ashley is wonderful. I'm so honored that you gave her the scholarship and thankful. And I can't wait to see what Ashley does in the future, because she's an amazing person and she's on a path for success. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Okay, let us, where's my program? Okay, let us move on to Elena Anderson. Okay. And this Mrs. Ruth Foley.
Thank you. This is Elena, her mom and dad, Amelia and Eric. You can say hello to them too. I actually prepared at my age, I had to write everything down so I wouldn't forget anything. My first question is, what's the most surprising thing you learned about yourself in high school?
Oh, wow, that's a very good question. I think the most surprising thing I learned about myself in high school was my resilience. I was pretty scared to start high school. I was worried, that the classes would be a lot harder than what I'd experienced, that I would kind of like fail and flounder. But yeah, it was hard at times. It was hard to be on Zoom. The classes were more difficult than what I experienced. But I really surprised myself with the fact that I was able to handle all of it. And yeah, it's just given me so much more confidence in myself.
Okay, question number 2. What class had the most impact on you?
That's actually a pretty easy one. That was probably my sophomore year English class with Dr. Kanan. I really, really loved that class. Dr. Kanan was a fantastic teacher. She retired last year. And I just loved that class because every day was a discussion. And it was the first time I'd had a teacher who really dove into text like that, and also had a teacher who just cared so much about our thoughts as students. Every single day, she went around the room and had a question for us, and everyone had to talk. And sometimes she would just ask us, "How are you doing today?" Or sometimes she would ask us like a very deep, thoughtful question about what we were reading. And yeah, I think that's my favorite class that I've had at OPRFHS.
What frustrates you the most?
What frustrates me the most in life?
Yes, why not?
Oh my gosh, what frustrates me the
Or you could
most
just do school.
in life or in school?
Or a trip.
I don't know. I guess people that just aren't like mindful of themselves in public. People who stand on the stairs. People who walk slowly in front of you. People who like, yeah.
What is your most memorable birthday?
Oh, my most memorable birthday.
I bring that up because yesterday was her birthday.
Well, my most memorable birthday as of recently would definitely be Saturday. I remember that one. I don't know. Yeah, I've had a lot of good birthdays. I can thank my parents for always giving me memorable birthdays. We went to a nice restaurant.
They like that answer. Do you have any travel goals? Where do you want to visit?
Yes, I do. I really want to study abroad in college, potentially even for a full year. One of the schools I'm looking at has a program where you can visit the Netherlands. I would really love to do that. I would love to visit Prague, and I would love to visit Ireland.
This is the lightning round. What's your favorite movie of the last year?
In the last year, I'd have to say Barbie.
Your favorite TV show?
New one.
Okay. Your favorite film director?
Sofia Coppola.
Okay. Your favorite Chicago museum?
Art Institute.
Okay. Your favorite recording artist?
Phoebe Bridgers.
Okay. Your favorite movie classic?
Classic movie? I don't know if Say Anything is a classic, but I really like Say Anything. I don't know that that would be considered a classic.
Well, my classic is Notorious, which is from back in the 30s. So, there you go. Your favorite color?
Pink.
Oh, Barbie wasn't going to fit then. Okay. Your favorite food?
Pasta.
Okay. Your favorite charitable organization?
My favorite, I guess, the 19th century.
You're going to what school?
I haven't decided yet, but I'm between Mount Holyoke College, which is a women's college in Massachusetts, and Emerson College, which is in Boston.
Here we go. Oh, what is your major?
I'm also majoring in film.
Wait. Did you want to say something? Oh, gosh, no, I can't.
Leave it to Ruth to think of those questions. She was a teacher in Chicago, handle all the rough kids, you know. Okay, the next person is Natalia Schlebeck. Is that right?
It's
Levesque. Okay, the CH is not pronounced. Okay.
So this is Natalia, and Natalia, do you want to tell them a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So first of all, I just want to express my gratitude to everybody here, and as long as the committee and all the members that have taken the time to come here and just plan everything for these amazing recipients as well as myself. So a little bit about myself. My name is Natalia Klebeck. I'm a senior attending OPRFHS High School. I'm a really driven and passionate student for environmental sustainability and conservation. So that is what a lot of my pursuits and future career will be based off of.
Was there any specific experience that you had that prompted you to choose this field of study?
Yes, I absolutely love talking about this topic, especially because I know the idea of study abroad is very common nowadays. So over the summer of my junior year, I got the opportunity to study abroad in Australia for water conservation, wildlife, marine, and land and sea. And so it was really just an amazing experience, just kind of getting the feel of the culture and aspect and environment and just everything around there. And it kind of had just like getting the experience of like being like what differences the US has and Australia and the different countries and just like having the different focuses. It kind of really pursued and influenced me, especially with how Australia manages their environmental sustainability. And I really want to kind of implement a lot of the designs that they have there here to this country and even the community here.
You also have an extracurricular activity that not many of our students have. You are a swimmer. Can you tell us about your experiences with that?
Yes, so I was part of the swim team for 4 years, a varsity member for 2 years, and I just really love the team members that we've created a very welcoming community there. It definitely feels like another family to me, and just like getting the experience of individuality because this sport really requires separate events, so you really have to kind of care for yourself, but also teamwork. And one of my favorite events that I've swam probably maybe over 100 times in my career was the relay, which consists of 4 members, and basically you have to learn how to kind of work with each other and kind of use your skills of communication and just like teamwork in order to kind of achieve, this, winning the event and everything. So it has a lot of teaches towards, teamwork and community and family, so.
So what are some of your plans to give back to the community?
So as I become familiar in areas of waste management, energy conservation, and waste management, all that, and renewable energy, a lot of my goals and plans, especially becoming well-rounded professional in this role, is to give back the community in different ways, kind of just advocating on part of maybe the Village of Oak Park and kind of implementing and allowing for the Village of Oak Park to kind of adapt long-range plans in order to kind of promote sustainability. So some of these can include policies for our community in terms of environmental sustainability, and as well as I really like the idea of bringing programs, especially to the younger kids and just the schools around the district, and kind of giving them like an open doorway to becoming more advocated in this kind of scene and just becoming more initiative in environmental sustainability. And an experience of mine, I'm actually also part of our environmental club, a part of Oak Park, and one of our goals was to kind of advocate and talk to the D97 members. So I actually got the opportunity to talk with the board members of the younger schools, and some of our goals is to create programs for the younger schools and younger kids to kind of be more active in the field of environmental conservation and sustainability. So I'm really excited to see where that ends up and happens, especially as Environmental Club continues to uphold their commitments to sustainability and in our community as well.
Have you decided what college?
Yes, so I actually am still navigating through the college process. I know that a lot of other students as well. It's definitely been a tough time for us seniors, especially with the pushback of FAFSA, which everybody loves. So yeah, my top two schools is Loyola University of Chicago, has a very good engineering program, as well as U of I, Urbana-Champaign. I'm not sure, maybe you guys are very familiar with that one. But it is a very respected school, especially for their engineering program as well. I've gotten an opportunity to, be a part of that program and just be able to kind of be in that area of environmental sustainability and kind of continue to uphold my unwavering commitment to environmental sustainability and, become a professional in the engineering role. So,
Thank you very much.
And last but not least is Connor. Aggie.
Well, it's my pleasure to introduce Connor and his mom and dad, Kelly and Ryan. Thank you so much for coming today. I wrote a little memo here because he's got so many wonderful things to his credit that I couldn't remember them all. But he is described as the most caring, empathetic, inquisitive, and determined person. And that was only a few of the adjectives. I couldn't list them all. He's going to be attending the University of South Carolina and majoring in psychology. And many of his achievements include, of course, the Dean's Honor List, Secretary of the Student Council, member and friend in a team program to students with intellectual and developmental disabilities, participation in the Appalachian Service Project, which he's going to do again this year, right? A leader and captain of the Ultimate Frisbee team, which has been his goal since he was 7 years old. A member of the track team, and a community volunteer for Beyond Hunger. He works part-time and is the designated driver for his 3 siblings, which I learned today that one of them is now going to be 16, right? I have a few questions to ask Connor, so I'm going to pass the microphone to him. But first of all, what will you take to college that you learned at OPRF?
From OPRF, I have gained confidence and work ethic and social skills that I wouldn't have without any other school. And I'm so grateful to have been a part of this school and to be a great member of it. Like, student council has brought me a lot of connections. And it's honestly just the social skills and being able to be connected with a lot of different kids from a lot of different backgrounds. Like, we were just talking about kids from River Forest that I'd never met before, and now they're like some of my best friends. And especially going to South Carolina, it's going to be a lot different going down south. And I'm excited to meet new people, and to have those skills from OPRF is going to be highly beneficial for my life.
What made you decide to go to the University of South Carolina?
Well, I had a long list of colleges. I applied to 10, and they all consisted of Ultimate Frisbee teams. Like, that's kind of my main thing. My friends all joke about it, but I love it so much. And South Carolina was just a school that my mom actually suggested, and she she was really excited about it, and even before we went to tour, she was like, "You're gonna love it. It's gonna be great." And I had no idea. I was totally surprised when I went to the campus. I fell in love with it, and honestly, I was just analyzing the school before I even went to it. I did that with all the other schools, looking at the stats, like what was the GPA, what's the cost of the school, but I never analyzed like what it would feel like to be at the school, and I had the best feeling when I was at South Carolina.
And lastly, in what ways do you help other people?
Well, you guys heard the drive-in situation. I'd say I'm a beacon of support for all my friends. I'm usually the person that they come to whenever they're struggling mentally or they just need to figure out something in their life that they can't by themselves. And I plan to be a therapist when I'm older, so I can talk to people through their problems and provide that support. And outside of that, I'm a very selfless person. Like, since I've been growing up, I've been prioritizing my siblings' needs by like, oh, if they want to go to this food place, then we're going there, and I'm kind of putting my wants in the back burner. But I love to be a support system for everyone around me, and I can't wait to keep doing that for the rest of my life.
Wonderful.
I just wanted to recognize Natalia's grandmother, Isabella. I just wanted to introduce Natalia's grandmother, Isabella, who is here today.
Do you see why we chose them?
Yes.
I'd like the three scholars that are here today, please come forward. We have some gifts for you. Okay, we first have a certificate of scholarship. It gives a history of the 19th century, a short version on the back. And girls, keep in mind that part of getting the women's vote started here, okay? So that's significant. So this is for Natalia, and this is for Connor, and this is for Elena. And then what they're really here for is first semester's money. So Natalia.
Thank you so much.
Connor. And Elena. Just stay. We are so excited for you. We wish you happy graduation and to have a good summer, and let us know when you're going to school. Keep in touch with us, and we'll be in touch with you. So we would like you to stay up front afterward. We're going to take some pictures. And right now, I'd like you to turn the microphone over to my husband online.
I would stand, but I'm afraid the chair will roll out from under me and I'll end up God knows where. So it is my job just to bring this wonderful session to a close. And before I do that, I need to do one personal thing. We had an individual who's still standing up there in the front. Is this stuff working?
No, we just
Okay. Well, anyway.
Very close.
Yeah, okay, I should know that. But the person who's been doing all these introductions had no one to introduce and thank her. My wife has kept this organization going. I don't want to say single-handedly, there were lots of other people, but I was not physically able to be one of those people this year, and so I want to thank her. We do We do trust that you have enjoyed the opportunity to learn about all these amazing, talented students. They show such hope. It's why we continue this scholarship. We are especially grateful to the many donors who have provided very, very generous financial support for the club's scholarship program. So a huge thank you to all of those people, as well as a thank you to the many others sitting in this room, be it teachers, counselors, family, members of the club. Thank you all. We do encourage you to join us next door in what is known as the living room. And as Joan said, we need the scholars to come forward for a brief photo op. Thank you all very much for coming.
He really did help me. He listened a lot. And he's a much better writer than I am, so, but thank you, dear. Okay, they'll be out very shortly after they get their pictures taken, and please feel free to go up and talk to them, introduce yourself to the counselors and so forth. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you.